Welcome back at everybody to Everything at Random. It's your lovely host, Jonathan. Some of you know me as JR, and today we're switching it up. Not really. I've been sitting with a lot of thoughts lately, and probably too many, and realizing something. I have outlets. I have therapy, I have this podcast, but there's something I'm missing. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of us are missing in our lives. I'm gonna touch upon that. And for me, it's that friend. And then we all have like a lot of different friends for different situations and different things in our lives. But I had a one friend that person just talked to without thinking, without filtering, without worrying about what they'll say back. You know what I mean? No, it's not a fucking relationship, guys. Relax, because that's what everybody always jumps to. It's not that will they or won't they bullshit. It was just a real fucking friend that I can talk to, and they was there for me, I was there for them, and if you ever had someone like that in your life and you lost them, then you know it leaves like a hole. You know what I mean? Amount of self-reflection or gym sessions or just a busy advice can't fill. So let's get into it. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna just give you a heads up. Um, I talked about it last in the last episode about getting this job. I didn't get it, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for myself. I'm sorry to you guys to like maybe getting your hopes up, but nah, I didn't get it. But that's all right. You know what I mean? That's just life. But the shit, this is what brings this out. You know what I mean? Let's just start with what do I have, okay, to release some of this stuff. Okay. I go to therapy. You know what I mean? I still go to therapy when I can. Um, and if you've been listening, you know I stand by that like 100%. Therapy is necessary. And if you're one of those people who say, I don't need therapy, I'll figure it out. Let's be real. You're one of those people who definitely fucking need it. Okay. Not definitely, but desperately needs it. And you got some shit that you need to figure the fuck out. I hate that shit. I guess you're just not grown enough or you haven't matured enough to realize like the shit that we went through or we did or our parents went through, it's not the same. You're still dealing with it and it is what it is. Um I get a little angry about it because people always like say shit like that. You know what I mean? But I have therapy and I release my shit. And then there's this podcast. I sit here and talk my shit and let my thoughts spill out. And some of y'all can relate, some of y'all can't. So fuck y'all. But here's the thing. This is a one-way street when I do these things. I don't really get a response back or there's no immediate, yo, I get it. I feel you moment. It's just the mic and who's ever on the other side and maybe nodding along. You might be nodding along when you hear some of the shit that I'm talking about. Or maybe you're just fucking judging the shit out of me. And who the fuck knows? You feel me? But none of those things replace like an actual person. Now, I'm not, you know what I mean? Like somebody who's that close to you who gets you. That friend who was, sit with you and hear you out and throw some wild unsolicited advice. You know what I mean? Or just let me vent without making it a whole thing in general or a whole thing about themselves. You know what I mean? And you've been there. You know what I mean? And if you ever lost a friend, not some dramatic fallout, not some betrayal, nothing crazy, just life. Life be life, and you know what I mean? Um, that's what happens. And for me, this was like someone that I can talk to. Like no judgment, no fake positivity, no nothing, just a real conversation. I didn't have a I didn't have my thoughts packaged. I didn't have to really put much thought about it, like how I would be received or how they would receive me or how I would receive them when they talk to me about shit. I didn't have to make it entertaining or deep or funny. We were just it just was. You know what I mean? It was just we could laugh at each other and it was a good thing. And I already know what some of you are thinking because you're not mature enough to fucking understand shit. But oh, it must have been something romantic. Maybe they maybe they liked you more than you would like to admit, or maybe you like them more than you like to admit, or you don't miss them, you just miss the idea of just having somebody, you know, talking to you and not like praising you about whatever, but like just being there for you. No, it's not. Shut the fuck up and listen. This was a real friendship. And if you don't get that, if you can't comprehend the idea of having a deep, non romantic connection with somebody, I feel bad for you. That means you've never had a friend. Not just like that, but just in general. That's tragic. That's sad. You know what I mean? That friend that you can call up at any time and talk your shit, and then they'll tell you for real, like, listen, my cup is full today, or whatever. You know what I mean? And they don't give you the bullshit unsolicited advice. They don't give you the wild, crazy shit. They meet you on the same level. And that's a real friend. And I'm not saying not all your friends are real. I'm just saying it's different. And not every friendship is created equal. You know what I mean? Some people are just hanging out friends. You know what I mean? You have those you hang out with, but you don't really talk to. You go to work with, but you don't really hang outside with, you know? You grab a drink with, you know, or you get whatever. You have your group message, text friends that you talk shit with. And some people just have those, ones that n- like you can talk to and there's no one else that could understand you. You know what I mean? And that's the type of person I lost in my life. And the reason why I talk about this is because, like, I've talked about not getting this job to other people, and I mentioned what was going on and what's going on in my life right now. And it doesn't feel the same to share these thoughts and get their insight on things. It's like I lost that one person who could truly understand the madness that goes on in my brain. That's that void. Maybe that's why I've been in such a buh or meh fucking blah void or fucking segment of my life right now because yeah, I have other people in my life. I have my best friend, my family, my therapist, this podcast, but you know what I don't have? Like that one person. That beyond the surface level bullshit, that one who got me through whatever I needed to get through and told me, what's the real shit. That's the hardest part. And I'm not just like, oh, woe is me type shit. It's knowing that I had that, it feels great. But knowing that I can't replace them, it kind of hurts. Because let's be honest, some people are not replaceable. That's the hardest part. Knowing that even if you meet 100 different people, like I meet a lot of friends and I hang out with a lot of people and they're great. You know what I mean? And I have loved ones in my life now that are like rooting for me and try to be as positive, and sometimes we don't understand each other. But that's the thing, like you have that one friend that just clicks and everything's cool. And I don't have that right now in this hard time. All right. Yeah, I'm just winging it right now. I'm just like looking at some of the stuff I typed up and I'm just winging a lot of the stuff. But also I wanted to touch on a few things. What I also realized, like I've been worrying so much of how I come across to you guys or how I say things, and some of you guys mentioned to me how you think I portray myself. You know what I mean? Like I'm too blunt, too positive, too talky, not funny, not this, not that. And I mentioned this, like everybody has these comments that they want to say. You portray yourself as single, you portray yourself as this or that, and the third. You know what? That's This is my space. This is why I miss kind of having my friend, because I can talk to him and it doesn't matter what it is. It didn't matter what was going on. It just matters like, hey, I just want to hear you out. And then I just want to hear them out. I don't want to package myself into what makes you feel comfortable. I say what I want, how I want, and when I want. And if that makes you feel uncomfortable, you know what I mean? Here's a wild idea. You don't have to fucking listen. There's tons of other people you can listen to that will give you some sugar coated bullshit that doesn't really fucking matter. And you'll feel good in a moment. But that's like eating a fucking hot pocket. They taste good to some people, but and then later on they, you know what I mean, you're gonna feel like shit. And if you think I'm too blunt, too unfiltered, or just too much, that's cool. That just means you're too fucking soft. You see life in black and white. And maybe what you think is too much, maybe you're just not enough for me. Okay? So go ahead, keep on scrolling, skip this episode, find something more patable, to your liking, more safe. But don't come here expecting me to soften my edges for you. That's not happening. It's just not. That's not who I am. This is not what I do here in in my place where I don't have that friend. I don't have any else to release this. And you're gonna tell me that I need to soften myself? Or I need to not mention my life so much? And this is not directed towards anybody. This is directed towards like little comments that I see sometimes or things I hear on the outside. It's not towards any one person. It's towards a lot of different fucking people, you know? So moving forward, even when it feels like you're moving sideways, okay? So where does that leave me? I'm still figuring it out. I'm still adjusting my life with the podcast, with the life I live, with the outlets I currently have. Without that, you know what I mean, that one person. And if if you hear what I'm saying on here, it's like, that one person that understands. I'm still navigating through the shit that I don't have all the answers to. And if that's what you're looking for on here, you're not gonna find it. You're gonna find somebody who's feeling exactly how you feel sometimes. But I'm still moving. And maybe that's the only thing really fucking matters. So in closing, just to leave you, you know what I mean, and I didn't want to take up too much time because I'm still figuring out shit. I got a job, but it's just, it's not what you want. It's, it's what you get. And that's that. And you just have to be happy with that. But in closing, that's not where I'm at. No perfect ending, no deep epiphany. You know what I mean? It's just me talking my shit and just figuring it out in real time. I don't plan on making money from this. Like, I don't plan on breaking records or anything like that. It's just me being real. And if you ever felt like you have all these outlets and, you know what I mean, or if you ever felt like you lost that friend that fully understands you, if you ever felt like you had something real and then suddenly you didn't. I see you. I do. And I know it's not easy, but we just got to keep on moving. Not because we want to, but because we have to. And for those of you who get it, who truly fucking understand, I'll hopefully I catch you next time, whenever the hell that is, because I don't know when I'm gonna put out something new. I go through these ruts where I'm not feeling very inspired. And maybe it's because like I'm in this space where I have outlets, but I don't have that thing that's giving me my creativity. And some people use hurt and sadness and sometimes those are great places to work with, but I'm over that. Like I'm mad, I'm like blah, but I'm not feeling creative. And it's hard to put out episodes when you don't feel creative. You don't know what you're talking about for sure, but you just know that you just have to let this shit out. So, like I said, I'll catch you whenever I fucking feel like it. And to be honest, if you don't like that, you can unsubscribe, but at least share it with somebody who might feel like that before you do that. Maybe think about if you was that one friend to somebody and you're not talking to them anymore. Or think about that one friend you was able to share everything with and you're not talking to anymore. You know, it's just what do you do now? Are you just coping with it with drinking, smoking, chilling, and having a good time, but like you don't really open up about what's really bothering you? You waiting for it all to build up and not release that? And like I said, yeah, I have therapy. I have some of us have the gym and some of us do this, that, and the third, but like I think we all need that one true friend that hears you out no matter what. That sees even in your faults the person that you are. And you see them in their faults. But that's where we're at. All right. Like I said, thank you. Like, subscribe, share. If not, fuck you.